All right, good. So the first thing we want to do is from an infield, well, let's back up. You've been to Billy already. Reinforce that in every drill and every station you do, the proper throwing mechanics. The kids, honestly, it seems like they try to throw right. The kids that don't understand the proper technique when they're pitching, but when they get to the infield and outfield, it seems like all hell breaks loose. So really reinforce good throwing mechanics and fundamentals at every station and every position. All right, that would be number one. Number two would be, I need to know what my kids know about how to pick up a ground ball. So the progression number one is just basic butt down and hands out, and that really applies to the previous two groups. So give me butt down, hands out. So catch the ball, your feet are shoulder width apart, your butt is down, your hands are out, your back is flat, your head is tracking the ball. All right, go sideways. So I would put the kids in a circle, get in a circle. Come on, boys. And get down, show me how to pick up a grounder. First day of practice. All right, everybody does it great, good. Make your corrections as needed. And then get right into rolls. You guys, you go rolls and I'll talk. And a lot of the older kids might feel like, I know this, right? It sucks. Right? I know. Roll back and forth, then you can coach. Get your butt down, hands out. Center the ball up to your belly button. Make sure you're tracking the ball in good with your eyes. That is progression number one. You guys can stop. Butt down, hands out, feet shoulder width apart. That is progression number one in catching the ground ball. Progression number two is our path through the baseball. So you got to catch the ball by moving your feet. You always have to move your feet in the infield. Outfield as well, but infield you can never sit on the ball. So at your age group, you'll have some kids that have great arms and other kids that don't. You remember Omar Vizquel? Right? He was a teammate of mine, and I played against him for a long time. He did not have a great arm. He's arguably the greatest shortstop in the history of baseball as far as numbers go. Okay, because he had great feet. So a kid who has good hands has good feet. A kid that throws good in the infield might have a good arm, but his feet set up everything. Understand? Very important. So what we'll do, just to have them move their feet, is we'll roll balls. See how he's getting around the ball, and now he's creating distance and direction with his feet and his front side towards his target. Right? Get back to the throwing thing. If I'm throwing to you, this has to go right to my target. Has to go. Glove side has to go right to my target. As soon as we do this, our elbow drops, and we don't throw effectively. So this is creating foot movement, progression number one, into progression number three, right? So progression number one, when he catches the ball, is never compromised. Go ahead and stop. That's progression number one. Now go through it. Now we're getting, with our feet, we're getting distance and direction towards our target, all right? All this can be done in 5 minutes of practice. And then, you know, at your age, you probably want to hit them grounders. But as I told the other guys, in the big leagues in spring training, in the morning, we did infield practice by getting the ball rolled to us. So if any of the kids say, oh, this sucks, well, this is what you do in spring training, all right? So I would get buckets of balls, have different coaches. You're rolling the balls to them, making sure they're doing all this stuff right, getting their distance and proper direction towards their target, good throws, elbow up, closing out their front side, all the good stuff that he's teaching you, right? And then you can get into an infield. And as time goes on, then you just start having fun, right? Again, reps is key, man. I have this one drill, it takes 30 minutes. Well, we kind of condensed it to 15 minutes. It's called a square drill. We'll have two hitters. One hitter is hitting the shortstop's throwing the first. That guy's putting in the bucket. The other hitter is hitting the third, and he's throwing the second, and that guy's putting in the bucket. Do that for 5 minutes. And then the shortstop, the guy who's hitting the short, hitting the second, and he's feeding the shortstop. And the other guy's hitting the first, throwing the third, or put it in the bucket, or you can take your third baseman, put him on the mound, and they can work on their PFP. Right? You understand what that is? Pitcher's fielding practice, right? Got that? So that it's never a good idea to have 6, 7 infielders or the whole team in the infield and one guy hitting fungo. If you can avoid it. I mean, if you do what you can, right? That's a big league infield before the game. All right, but if you have 2 fungo hitters or 3 fungo hitters, utilize empty buckets, 10 minutes of good fungo practice. I would suggest the first couple of practices do this, so you get to learn where your guys are, right? You learn who does it well, who doesn't, and more importantly, again, you're teaching, you're evaluating their throws, and you can go back to their feet and arm angles and all that stuff. Then the next is a 4-corner drill. So we won't do it here, guys. With the little guys, we do a short 4-corner drill, so they just learn how to keep their fingertips up in the air, because all receivers, cutoff man, infield play, whenever we're a receiver, our fingertips are always up. If it's a low throw, it's much easier and quicker to come down than it is starting down, our fingertips in the ground coming up, all right? Plus we can get hit in the chops if we're not coming up. So we're always cut off. At second base, we're always here waiting for the throw, right? Shortstop, same thing. Getting the ball from the catcher down to second. Fingertips are always up in the air. But so we do that with the little guys, but the big guys, we'll put them out on at each guy at a base. This is a really good way to start off your practice after throwing. Put one guy at a base, home, third, second, first. Flip the catcher the ball and start throwing around the horn. And have 2 groups of 4, 3 groups of 4. See how many rotations you can get in 2 minutes. See how many drops you can get. This is enforcing footwork, throwing, accuracy, competition, and everything. You'll be surprised the first day they won't be throwing, they won't be exchanging the ball properly. And it's really mentally because they're trying too hard versus just slowing it down and just having fun. All right, that's a great drill to do. So I would start my early practices off with basic fundamentals. Because I know you don't have many practice hours to get ready to the game. As you know, we would always take infield before a game. So one of the guys, the middle guys, 4th, 5th grade, said, well, you're never allowed on the field during a tournament or a game, really, to take grounders. We would take our infield and everybody would do it in the outfield. So we won't set up bases, but we'd have dummies. Everybody knows where second is, right? First base would go over there. And we would take our round of infield, and we never compromised that. We took it every single day. Because again, it's not, I mean, I don't want to sound bad, but it's not about winning. If you do the little things, the winning happens and takes care of itself. It's about the kids playing together, fundamentally sound, and controlling the baseball. And infield is the best warm-up you could do before you go into a game. So I would encourage you guys all to get in the outfield, get a ball. You have one guy maybe hitting flies to get the outfielders loose, or the whole team takes infield, and then we do flies. But it's a 15-minute pregame after you throw that you will reap the benefits down the road. Because most guys, I see they don't get the field, so they'll do their rolls before the game or not even anything, just get their arms loose and legs loose and go play. And they think, well, we don't have to take, or they'll take grounders on the side. We've done that as well on the dirt. But when you take a live infield, you are teaching them how to be teammates and control the ball with each other. That's the purpose of it. That's why everybody takes it. You could take grounders right here, but you're not teaching him to throw to that guy to throw back to that guy to throw back right. Make sense? So it's critical to take an infield. That's like the best teaching tool before a game you could have. Any other questions? I mean, there's a lot of stuff we could talk about. Yeah, good. So put a cone out or have them start somewhere, and it's the same principles, okay? Now, we talked about charging the ball, rounding the ball, right? Well, when the ball's hit to his glove side, and he's a shortstop, he's already outside the baseball, right? So he's already outside the baseball from his target. So to increase range, just have him get ready. You loose? Get ready and just roll to one side. Make sure he does everything well. Finish it. Get back. The next guy goes. Go to your right. So work on all the basics that way and speed it up. That's a great drill to do. That you can do that in your rolls. So you start right at him, then you're moving him. Maybe you do 5 to your left, 5 to your right, or you just say, hey, I'm going. And what that teaches is always a pre-pitch setup, I'm always have a little bit of foot movement and the proper crossover and not coming up. As an infielder, as soon as our chest comes up, we lose speed. Not necessarily athletic speed, but speed to the ball, speed to transfer the ball to the target. All right? Because the ball's on the ground, so we want to always keep our chest over our thighs when we run, and everything's set up that way. We charge into the boys, kids that they look like track stars coming in, and oh man, they're fast, but it takes them twice as long to bend down and do the exchange that it is to the little slower kid because he's got the proper technique. So reinforce good footwork, and it starts with that. I'm going to go to my right, good crossover, make sure your chest are over our thighs. Progression number 1, progression number 2, and then finish with distance and direction. Got it? Good question. There you go. We've been through this drill for 20 years.
Rolling the ball, you have control over where it goes, and they have no fear whatsoever of going on the chip. And roll it, roll it, and then just say, oh, we're going to game. Or whatnot. Let's see how many you can do without.
That's a good point. Thank you.
Without dropping the ball, make the game out of it.
So, awesome, because you guys are at that age. When I was with the Indians, we did 27 outs. This is a great drill. At your guys, it's 21 outs. So they have to record 21 outs. And it's really not outs, it's 21 perfect plays. Okay? This gets them game ready. This puts pressure on them. And you can practice all you want. If you don't instill pressure, they don't understand pressure when the game is. I have to tell you, my teams were always prepared for pressure. Whether we won or not, they were always ready. So we would do 21 outs, 3 outs per inning. Got it? You guys figured that out. And start off, hit a ground ball is short. He fields it, throws it first perfectly. That's 1. All right, we got 1. Hit a ball in the gap. Did our cutoff man get in proper form? Did he hit the cutoff man? Did the cutoff man throw it correctly to third or second? That's 2. That's a perfect play. Right? If he misses the cutoff man, we go back to 0. If he misses the ground ball, we go back to 0. If you don't handle the ball properly, go back to 0. All right? And then we would clock it. I put the stopwatch on. All right, here we go. Boom. Sometimes we get done in 6 minutes. Sometimes it would take 30-something minutes because we went back to 0 a million times. But you're putting pressure on the guy. So that's a real good, fun practice. Thanks, John, for bringing that up. 21 outs. All right, it's part of your practice plan. As soon as we get ready to go, we got 21 outs today, boys. What's that? Pressure now, right? And I'm controlling the shots, which means perfect plays. Understand that, right? If you hit a crazy one down the line and dives and catches it right and throws it and the guy misses it, that's a little hard. All right, but proper technique. If I have a pitcher on the mound and I roll a bunt, obviously there's no guy running. If I get in the proper form, pick it up, good transition, that's an out. Again, if I hit a fly ball and he catches it, and he misses the cutoff man, even when there's no man on base, that is back to 0. I could be a jerk sometimes. But we're instilling proper technique. Got it? 21 outs is one of my favorites, and I love it. And the kids loved it too, correct? The kids loved it because it was game stuff, it was pressure. And then I'll tell you what, when they got to 18, you know what happened? Their butts were like this tight. Don't hit it to me. Right? And I pull out my sword, my fungo. Right? But you're teaching them 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th. You're up by a run. You're eliminating pressure. Good point, John. Thank you. Got it? That would be my key. Fundamentals first, and that is the biggest fundamental drill you can do. If my cutoff man's not lined up properly, back to 0. Got it? Any questions? Any other questions? Oh yeah, the kids would ask for it. Hey, we did 21 out. Hell yeah, we do it today. Yeah, they loved it because they knew it got them prepared. Cut. All right, guys. Hey, I don't think I'm going to talk at the end, but because you're here, shows you how much you care about the kids. So that's like. That goes a long way. So thank you as a coach and as a baseball guy. I really appreciate you guys taking the time. I know a lot of you guys come out every year, So that's really good stuff. So we appreciate it.